In the heart of the Caribbean, off the coast of Belize, lies a massive, perfectly circular void. In the sea, a deep blue eye staring straight into the unknown, the Great Blue Hole. It's a place that looks almost supernatural from above an endless sapphire circle surrounded by turquoise shallows. But beneath that beauty hides one of the most mysterious underwater worlds on Earth. Stretching more than 1,000 feet across and plunging over 400 feet deep, the Great Blue Hole is more than just a natural wonder. It's a portal, a silent gateway to a time long before humans ever walked the Earth. For decades, it has lured explorers, divers, and scientists with one haunting question: what really lies at the bottom? To the untrained eye, it might look like a sinkhole, but it's far more than that. The Great Blue Hole is an ancient cave system formed during the last ice age. Around 14,000 years ago, sea levels were hundreds of feet lower than today. What is now an underwater chasm was once a dry cave, with stalactites and caverns carved by dripping rainwater. When the ice melted and the ocean rose, the cave collapsed, swallowing itself into the sea, and time sealed its secrets beneath layers of silence and darkness. Even today, diving into the Great Blue Hole is like stepping off the edge of the world. As divers descend, sunlight fades, colors vanish, and the vibrant reef above gives way to still, black water. The temperature drops sharply, and the pressure builds. Only the beam of a flashlight cuts through the thick blue haze. And then, suddenly there they are, massive limestone stalactites hanging like ancient fangs, perfectly preserved since the Ice Age. But the deeper explorers go, the stranger it becomes. At around 300 feet, the oxygen thins, and a thick layer of hydrogen sulfide forms a ghostly barrier between life and death. Below this layer, no oxygen remains. No fish, no coral, just absolute silence. The bottom of the Blue Hole is a graveyard of the ocean untouched by time, untouched by life. Over the years, the Great Blue Hole has drawn the attention of some of the world's most famous explorers. Among them, the legendary Jacques Cousteau, who declared it one of the top diving sites on Earth in 1971. He brought his ship, the Calypso, to study its depths and discovered the ancient stalactites that confirmed its origins. But even Cousteau's team couldn't reach the very bottom. Their technology was limited, and the darkness below was too great. In recent years, modern expeditions have gone further. In 2018, billionaire explorer Richard Branson joined a team of scientists to map the Blue Hole using advanced sonar and submersibles. What they found was astonishing. The bottom wasn't empty. It was littered with the remains of ancient formations, collapsed tunnels, underwater stalactites, and evidence that this was once part of a massive land cave. But among the rocks, they also found something eerie: plastic waste, bottles, and even human remains, preserved by the toxic layer that keeps decay at bay. The deeper the team went, the clearer it became. This was not just a geological wonder. It was a time capsule, a record of Earth's changing climate, sealed beneath the waves for millennia. Every layer of rock, every formation, told a story of rising seas, collapsing caves, and the unstoppable power of nature. Yet, even with all the technology and exploration, the Great Blue Hole still guards its secrets fiercely. Some divers claim strange experiences, flashes of light, odd sounds, or feelings of disorientation, as if the ocean itself is bending reality. Others believe there's something more, a magnetic anomaly or energy vortex that affects human perception. Scientists dismiss it as nitrogen narcosis, a condition that alters the brain under deep pressure. But for those who've been there, it feels like something else, something alive. Every legend has a heartbeat, and the Great Blue Hole is no exception. For centuries, the indigenous Maya people told stories about sacred wells and underwater gateways to the afterlife. Some believed the Blue Hole was one such portal, a spiritual doorway to Xibalba, the underworld of Mayan mythology. To them, it wasn't just a hole in the sea, it was an entrance to another realm, where ancient gods and spirits of the dead resided. These stories linger, carried on ocean winds, whispered by waves that lap at the reef's edge. Even today, divers say they can feel something when they hover above the darkness, a strange, heavy presence, as if the ocean remembers everything that's ever fallen into it. And yet, its deeper mysteries remain unsolved. Why there are vast chambers below that seem to connect to nothing? Could these be the remnants of an even larger cave network that stretches beneath the Caribbean? Some researchers believe so. The blue hole may just be one window into a vast, submerged labyrinth of tunnels that have yet to be explored, a reminder that even in the 21st century, parts of our own planet remain uncharted. In 2018, as submersibles traced the hole's contours, their sonar mapped a near-perfect funnel leading to a flat, silty floor. There, they found strange formations, narrow crevices, and smooth ridges that looked almost artificial. While scientists attribute them to natural erosion, others see something more patterns that echo ancient architecture or deliberate carving. It's easy to dismiss such ideas, but the human mind can't help but wonder, what if there's something buried down there, something we weren't meant to find? Legends have a way of clinging to mystery. Over the years, stories have circulated of divers vanishing, of cameras malfunctioning, of lights flickering out without explanation. Some accounts describe a low humming sound beneath the hydrogen sulfide layer, like the ocean itself breathing. Others report seeing shadows moving against the walls, though there's nothing alive that deep. Most of these tales can be explained away by science disorientation, gas buildup, or deep-sea pressure, but that doesn't make them any less haunting. Still, for scientists and explorers, the blue hole isn't just a mystery to fear, it's one to learn from. Every dive, every sample, adds to our understanding of how oceans form, how ecosystems survive, and how climate change can transform our planet. The stalactites inside reveal that sea levels have risen and fallen dramatically over the past 100,000 years. And that realization hits hard because it reminds us that change is constant and that the forces shaping the Great Blue Hole are still shaping us today. For environmentalists, it's also a symbol, a warning. The Great Blue Hole is stunning, but it's fragile. Rising sea temperatures and pollution threaten the coral reefs that surround it. Even at its bottom, where no sunlight reaches, traces of plastic can be found, proof that humanity's impact now stretches to even the most remote corners of the earth. Perhaps that's the greatest mystery of all. Not what lies beneath, but what lies ahead. The blue hole shows us how small we are, how ancient and powerful nature truly is. It's a mirror reflecting both our progress and our arrogance. We dive into it, searching for answers, but what we find instead is perspective. As the camera pulls back, the blue hole fades into the turquoise sea, a dark, perfect circle in an endless ocean. Silent, unmoving, eternal. Beneath it, time stands still, guarding its secrets for another 1,000 years. And maybe that's the point. Some mysteries aren't meant to be solved, only respected.